So Juan, how did you come up with the name for your brand? How'd that come about?
P-nuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, so believe it or not, P-nuff was not my first choice. I probably had about 30 first choices. But you would not believe how many names have already been, taken.
I believe it.
Even though they're not being used.
People are
Somebody
holding them to make money, exactly.
is holding them, or it's a product that maybe is not in the market, but they still own the name. So after doing I went crazy doing trademark searches for names that make more sense for me. Like I wanted something where it was clearly stated what it was, peanut puff, right? Or whatever. So then we had to get more creative. And that's how peanut came about. It's like we're thinking about, okay, it's a puff, but it's made from peanuts. So it's like P-nuff, And then we wanted the big P because, one of the biggest benefits of our product is that it's got protein, So it's like, oh, okay, like big P for protein,
I like it. And it kind of looks like the little crisp things. The shape of it looks like that.
Yeah, so we try to make it so they would kind of look, it's got that shape of a peanut. But now it's catching on. I think a lot of people like the name.
I like it. It's cool. It's short and sweet and direct. So
yeah, and it's memorable.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You can't get enough of P-nuff.
That's your next commercial. We could do it right now. You could do it. Oh, goodness. Do you think like going down this road that you've taken, would you have done anything differently that would have been better? Or you feel like the steps that you did were kind of what needed to happen to get you to where you are?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the biggest headache I had, I just told you a story about manufacturing. Yeah. I realized that, being a food scientist, I knew about the allergy, I knew about peanuts, I knew that, it would be a little more difficult to find a co-manufacturer to make it because of that reason. That I was clear, I knew it. But I should have been a little more, I should pay a little more attention to contracts, when I enter in business with these people. Because, had I had a very strong contract, I might have been able to at least have more time when I got kicked out to be able to go and find some other place while we're still being, without having to be a hard stop.
You wouldn't have hurt your relationships that we were just talking about then, maybe, right? It wouldn't have been
exactly.
So yeah.
I might have enough time to buy my equipment and keep going, and I would have been able to keep going. So that's something that I would recommend to people. Make sure that you tighten up your contract. Make sure that it's an actionable contract. Something that you never know. What could happen, and you always think everything's gonna be rosy, and that's what happened to me. We got along very well with the owners, and they were almost like good friends. But from one day to another, it just turned sour completely. And
that is a really good lesson learned. That's something I would never have really thought of either. That's a new one that I've heard. So
yeah, so and oh man, there's just so many things that I could have done better.
I'm sure, yeah. Let me ask you also a couple more things. I know, so obviously you have Mark Cuban in your corner. You probably have some mentors or people who, give you good advice. Is there anybody specific that you've built a relationship with along the way? Anybody in your family, or maybe a teacher, or professor, or somebody at one of the companies that you were at that is kind of in your, in your world of maybe an advisory member who keeps you?
Yeah. No, I think the importance of networking is huge. So, when I first started, I had a mentor who happened to be a colleague of mine when I was at Nestle, and he had started his own business. He was already like 2 or 3 years in, in his business already when I decided to start my own. So he kind of, helped me out a lot at the beginning. And then I got hooked up with the SCORE mentorship program. You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Well, that was really good because I was, the whole financial piece of the business, I was very bad at it. And I really needed big help. And, I hooked up with a mentor from SCORES who happened to be a CFO for a manufacturing company. So it's just like perfect, a perfect match. And then, then your family, my girlfriend, for instance, she's just my stronghold, whenever I feel like throwing the towel and saying, screw this, I'm done. It's the one that's always coming back to me saying, no, one day at a time, we'll get through this, I'll help you out. And
gotta have somebody like that for sure.
you gotta have, everyone in your network is so important. Family, I mean, they came through when I was looking for the new manufacturing facility. My brothers are engineers, so they understand about building. And so I was scared about getting my own equipment, but they were like, nah, come on, we do this every day, we deal with heavy machineries every day. So this is nothing, So, you made
That's
that.
funny. That's when the whole engineering thing comes right back and you're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, like, so every person in your network plays a role.
Absolutely. From whatever it is, financial, emotional, mental, whatever.
Absolutely. For real.
And what do you think? I know as a Latino, as an entrepreneur, what do you feel about, the Latin community supporting you and you supporting them? Like, what kind of role does that have in your, the way you think about being a Latino?
Yeah, now, I'm actually looking to get a Latino certification, like a Latino business owner certification. It does help a lot, in the food industry, at least. Because there's a lot of programs out there from big supermarket chains, for instance, like Kroger, and
I think
ShopRite.
Walmart, I think.
Walmart, that, at least give you the chance to have those meetings, which are very hard to get, or they give you a break with what's called slotting fees, which is, almost like what you pay for rent to be on a shelf, so those are really expensive that someone, of the size of my business would not be able to afford.
Right.
But, being that I'm a Latino owner, and they have these programs, it kind of helps out a lot.
You get a seat at the table. And like you said, if you're a small company, it's just very difficult to be able to even consider those kinds of things, right? So
absolutely. And I'm always reaching out to the Latino community. I speak a lot, with universities, back in Honduras, to help them, just to talk about my experience as an entrepreneur, especially outside of the country,
Yeah, you must be a huge role model for young kids there, honestly. I mean, I would imagine, like, just knowing what you've done, that's huge, and you being able to go back there and teach them that you can do this,
Right.
And my last question for you. So we just said P-nuff is about 6 years old. What do you think where will this brand be? What do you think will be happening with it? Like in 10 years, what would you love to do with it? Where would you see it? What do you think it'll be? Will it grow bigger than just the little puffs? What's going on? What do you think?
I tell Mark here, and I say, this is going to be $100 million brand, right? Give me 10 years, I'll do it. I think, this area of just not only healthy snacking, but also nutritious snacking, specifically geared towards, like, get active lifestyles, is very unique, and I think in all the research that I've done, the new generations, the millennials, the Gen Zs, they're all about this stuff, and yet there isn't a lot of products out there that are satisfying these needs. So I think, you know, P-nuff is at the beginning of something that is big and that is going to continue to grow, and beyond just, you know, being pops. It could be other type of food products, as long as it's hitting, you know, these generations that are looking for something more than healthy, you know. But like, how is that good for me? It's not like, how is it not bad for me, but how is it good for me? You know what I mean?
Right. You have to look at it a little differently, not, you know,
Yeah.
all the positive about it, instead of it's
Right. Because if you think about it, a lot of the non-GMO, gluten-free, you know, those movements that we're seeing today, they're basically saying, hey, we're taking the bad stuff out. You know what I mean?
there shouldn't have been bad stuff in it. There shouldn't have been bad stuff in it.
There shouldn't be any, exactly. It shouldn't be, to begin with, there shouldn't be any bad. Exactly.
Right.
But they're saying, well, we're taking it off. But then now it's the next level, right? Now you took all that off. Now, are you putting anything that is actually better?
Right, right. Here's the even playing field. We're all good.
Right.
Good stuff. And now how do we make it
How to put
more
into
flavorful, more texture, more whatever, and whatever it is, right? I love that philosophy. That's really good.
So yeah, I think the company will grow. What will happen after that? You know, I don't know. We have to talk to Mark and see what he wants to do.
Yeah, let's talk to Mark. Come on, Mark.
So he's gonna want get his investment back. So we'll see how we do that.
Oh gosh, this is funny. Well, I think I asked you everything I'd love to today, unless there's anything you want to share with me specifically about the brand or anything that you're doing. Is there anything you want to add in?
No, except that, you know, I don't know who's listening, but if anybody's interested in the product, it kind of looks like this. I haven't shown it.
No. Oh my God. Wait, I'm going to go get mine. Wait. I'm going to go get mine. Hold on. I told you.
There you go. See?
So, okay, let me see yours.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a screenshot of us together, and then I'm going to put something up on Latin Biz Today. So where's yours?
Do that. I got to tell you something very interesting, because the bags that you're holding up right now,
are they not good?
It's the same product. No, they're good. But just a month ago, we launched this new look.
Oh.
So you do have the product you have is perfectly fine, and it's exactly the same product.
Okay.
We changed the bag.
New packaging.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the little blue thing up on the top. Okay, so that's what I have.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna, I'll pull this out and I'll take a screenshot of it, and then we'll put something up on Latin Biz Today, and I'll put it on my personal one too. So.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
Yay! I love it. Yeah, I'm excited to try them. So.
Yeah. So, you know, you can find them on our website, which is p-nuff.com, or on Amazon. That's the easiest way. But
that's where I got mine. I got mine on Amazon. So
we're getting there. We're getting to the stores, you know, and we'll be announcing whenever we get into a big chain store. We'll be announcing it to Instagram, or social media. So
it's exciting stuff, right?
Look out for it. Yeah. Exciting
P-nuff stuff.
Yeah. P-nuff. Let's get tough with P-nuff.
I love it. Oh, well, Juan, this was perfect. All right. Thanks, Juan. I will talk to you soon, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you.
All right. Bye.